today, you couldn't say 7 of the magic words. George Carlin, you know, the 7 words, you couldn't say those, or you would really be fine. Now today you can say about anything you want, but it was fairly, you know, tight in those days. And so he had a radio station. He had a thing called Terry's One Man's Opinion, and he did that for 1 year, sold the station, and it became another radio station, another radio station. I did the tour of the Scottsdale stations and worked for public television. So I helped build the last of the network. That makes me only 47 years old. Next year I'm 46.
You're going backwards.
And developed the network and was an engineer for many, many years. And then I still do a little part-time radio stuff on Easy Radio. And it's their pledge drive. And I know you have at least $5 a month. We will send you a T-shirt or a mug, your choice, $5 a month, 16 cents a day. I mean, really, it's hardly any money at all. So if you were listening last night, that was me. I normally work on the weekends or early in the morning, depending if I'm filling in for somebody, because we do this full time and the radio thing's about to kill me. But anyway, if you're listening, you go, I know that guy. He is old and dirt. I can be carbon dated, by the way. But that's what I did. And I did a lot of work for, on the engineering side, a lot of software development, things like that in the past, which doesn't hurt here at all. A lot of networking things. Worked for US Western Quest when I retired from NAT. That was when I was 48. And then, so I had a lot of experience in the telecom business, which is very interesting. A very, very large firm. And worked in the education and government side on that. So it was a lot of fun working with the states in the 5-state region that we occupied. So it was kind of a fun thing. So I'm just going to tell you, you guys have great things you can do out there. And there's a lot of people who can help you with it. And it's really good. Yeah, really good. So hopefully you get some ideas on how we do things and did things. Probably the most interesting thing that we will probably stress, and we don't do it probably enough, is that as you go through life, you're building relationships. And some are going to be good, and some are going to be average, but all help define what you're going to be. So build relationships. If you get a friend in the business side, pick his brain. Keep picking it as long as he gives it away till it goes away. And the idea is always learn. Question, learn. Question, learn. If you think you've got the right path, maybe question and look around that to make sure that you're not missing something. Because as you'll see as we go through our presentation today, we had this idea going this way, and we went over here a little bit, and it came back and went around. In the end, what we do, we think it's better and better because of that, what's going on, what's happening, how can we make a relationship better. My favorite story. This is for the guys. Guys have more difficulty with relationships than the women. Two women get together and start talking, and they start like this. Hi, Jan, I love your hair. Did you just get that cut? Well, yes, I did. I thought it was kind of like, oh no, I think the length actually enhances your face. And your makeup is just perfect. It just fits what's going on. Oh, thank you so very much. Did you get your hair? Yeah, I had it just a little tint. Can you tell? Oh, yeah, it's great. And the lipstick, did you get that at Von Maur? I know, that's shade 40706. It's wonderful. It's the best thing I've ever seen. Oh, and your outfits? Oh, it's just so. Those shoes. I'd die for those shoes. Where'd you get those? This goes on for an hour. Jason and Bob meet on the corner. Haircut? Isn't that how it is, pretty much? Well, we communicate a lot in those yips, don't we? The eye contact. Oh, there's probably 17 pages of information went there. It's a download or a crossload. That's one of my favorite stories to try to get people to understand that, you know, communication is very, very important. One of our apps is that. It's a communications app. It's an app for parents who have children with autism. And you think, I would know how to take care of that. I can do it. But it doesn't work that way. Because a lot of people who have autistic kids may also suffer from the same systematic issues. So you have to be careful with these things. When you're doing app development or program development, who is your audience? How will they react to what you're doing? You know, so it's just a slippery slope.
Okay. I'm gonna
Sorry,
give
she
you-
always starts first, but I just had to do that. You forced me.
I'm sorry.
Ask the question.
Don't ever ask the question.
So I'm going to give you a little bit of background on our business, and then Roger's going to do the more fun part of the presentation, which is actually showing you the apps. We are Sector Now. We are in the mobile app business. And we were founded, we're just over 2 years old. We launched our first app in October of 2011. We're going to talk about that. Our corporate structure, we're an LLC. We have 4 partners, and our partners were formed, as Deb mentioned, pick your co-founders carefully. But we had relationships with the people who are now our partners. Roger and I are 2 of the partners. Roger obviously brings the engineering, systems design background. My background is in both marketing and database development. We have a partner who is in marketing and sales, which is always very good to have somebody who likes to get out there and sell stuff. And our other partner is financial and a lawyer. So we formed the partnership with a pretty broad range of skills so that we'd be able to grow it internally and not have to immediately start looking at hiring people. We have 2 different marketing brands that we'll talk about, and the strategic reasons why we created those brands. And our core technology, the reason we're in business is to build apps and app systems that change people's behavior in a positive way. And so we'll show you how we intend to do that through our apps. All of our apps, and these are the 4 apps we have on the marketplace right now. To Deb's point and Roger's conversation about relationships, we've built them all with industry experts. So we're sort of, if you describe our business, we're in the independent software vendor business, and we take other people's expertise and put them and deploy them through technology. Our first app that we launched a little over a year ago was Waste Finder, and we built that in conjunction with Waste Cap Nebraska. Waste Cap Nebraska is a nonprofit here in Lincoln that consults with businesses and organizations on how to improve their recycling rates so they improve their corporate sustainability, so helping companies go green. And we took their methodology for a waste assessment and everything they've been doing on paper and with spreadsheets and put it into an app. Our second app, which has been out since October of 2012, is called My Socius, and it's the app that Roger mentioned. It's a coaching method for parents of children with autism to help their children communicate better. So it's not an app for the kids to go play on the iPad. It's actually for the parents to learn how to interact with their child to encourage communication and socialization. It's one of the biggest problems that children with autism have is their socialization skills, and that's based on not using the language. Our next app, which we launched just last month, February, I guess, technically, in San Diego, was built on the expertise of Douglas County Environmental Services and helping them specifically to meet their water regulation and pollution permit requirements from the federal government. And that's called Dump Detective. And Water Wonder is one we launched in November. It's a free app on the marketplace. It's a water knowledge quiz for kids, for third to 5th grade kids. We built that in conjunction with the Groundwater Foundation. We'll be going through all of those in a bit. But anyway, in every one of those instances, the apps are built with an industry partner and built with long-term relationships in mind. I say we're lucky to be starting Sector Now in Nebraska at this time for a couple of reasons. First of all, the people are great to work with. I was in California for nearly 30 years, so that would be a little bit more of a quagmire to start a business. Nebraska right now has a lot of resources and attention focused on entrepreneurship and technology businesses starting up. So they're making a lot of resources available. The Nebraska Department of Economic Development has actually some grant programs available, and they have a lot of support for small businesses helping out. I think the City of Lincoln now is just developing some that I don't really know a lot about yet, but a lot of attention to grow and keep technology businesses in Nebraska. Some of the other resources we use, SCORE is, as Deb mentioned, has anybody heard of SCORE? It's a very, very well-kept secret. If you're starting a business, you need some advice. This is a nationwide volunteer network, about 15,000 volunteers nationwide. There's about 22 here in Lincoln who consult with businesses at no charge. And I was the president of that for 2 years, the Lincoln chapter, and that's our volunteerism. We give back by helping other businesses grow. It's people that have either built a career through a large organization, or somebody like myself who has started a company, and we actually sit and walk you through how to do a business plan, help you through the problems of personnel, financing, all of the different issues that go with running a business. The NBDC is the Nebraska Business Development Center, and they are jointly funded with the state and UNL. And they're a tremendous resource. They also work in business planning. They help package business plans specifically for financing. So they help young organizations that are closer to getting financing. They do one thing I didn't mention before. They do a lot of, for small businesses, they will help you do market research. If you have a product, for one of our potential grant applications, they actually went out for us and provided a market research report, which would have cost us several thousands of dollars if we hadn't had them available. The other thing that they do, which we just found out recently, is export consulting, export marketing. So if you're exporting a product, they have resources available to help with that. PTAC is a division of NBDC, and that is specifically to help companies who have products to market to the government. So the government is a huge, huge consumer of all kinds of goods. So the government is federal government, there's military, there's state and local. And the PTAC division within NBDC helps you package your product or package your marketing program for the government, which is very different than marketing to regular consumers. I should mention that in last month we were just awarded the NBDC Technology Company of the Year for 2012, so that was something I know, we should have brought
Actually, actually I posted it. They wrote that up, and I posted that for them to see.
It's a beautiful award. We're very proud of it.
Thanks for the applause, by the way.
Yeah, thank you. P2RIC is also a group within NBDC, and they focus on environmental pollution prevention. And so they've helped us a lot with environmental expertise with our products and with connections to other people within the EPA and other states that are doing the pollution prevention consulting. And the NDEQ is the Nebraska Department of Environmental Quality, and they provide grant funding for projects that they think will help improve the quality of the environment in Nebraska. And we have one product that we were lucky enough to get awarded a grant that's in development right now to take our waste finder product and add a hazardous waste module to it. So that takes our market from this big to this big, and actually will help companies meet their EPA water or hazardous waste monitoring and controls. So that's going to be huge for us when that launches this summer. So that's a little bit of the business resources we use. And again, it's just being in Nebraska, I mean, to be able to just call the Department of Economic Development and ask somebody a question, that doesn't happen everywhere. It would really be much more difficult in other places.